So my last video where I was chatting about some suspension setup stuff on the bike here, a lot of people have messaged me about what I did to modify that flat link to make the bike work a little better. It's not that those flat links don't work as they are. It didn't work well for how my bike was set up with that shock setup. It was just kind of an overlooked part that wasn't considered when, getting everything set up right, only to find out that it was actually sort of the problem, again, for how my bike was set up. But I'm thinking that with the amount of messages I got on what I did, I'm thinking maybe a lot of you have that link and are maybe going through a lot of the same struggles that I already went through with that before I got it all to work right. So instead of you having to go out and spend, I think it's like $400 and some odd for the DME link. If you already have the Atom style link, I'll show you real quick how I modified my stuff to work, sort of like how the DME link works. And I'll leave it up to you guys if you want to go that route, whether you think it's a worthy upgrade or a change you want to try. But it's kind of one of those things, there's no going back. So I'm going to get under the bike. I'm not going to disassemble what I got, but I'm going to get under there and show you a little closer what I did. I'll draw you a little diagram about what got cut and moved and whatever, but I'm going to put it all out there about what I did to make this work, and the bike loves it. So if this happens to be something you want to do, I say you got nothing to lose. It's the winter, off season, make some changes, try it. That's what it's all about. So let's dig in and I'll show you what I got going on. Okay, I'm going to draw a little diagram here, all rude and crude, but we're going to do a little picture of what the link looks like to start with. So you got, about straight there, there's a little thing there, come down to there, over here, back there, yada yada. So this is roughly what that link looks like from the top side. You got the chassis pivot up here, there's a bolt running through that. Then what would have been the shock clevis goes through here, and there's a sleeve and a bolt running through that. And then your lowering links are on both sides of this boss here and here. So there's your links, and then there's a bolt, there's a big sleeve in here, big heavy duty steel sleeve, and a bolt running through the center of it, right? Well, when you want to put the shock onto the same, location as the links, what I did is mill these ears off. So basically my link is now just one straight slab of metal. This hole back here where the shock was, right now is empty. There's nothing in there. I could still utilize that location if I wanted to. I could move both these back, or I could, I got a combination of things I can use here. But where I landed is what's been kind of the best setup so far. So basically, once you cut these ears off, these big hunks of metal here on each side go away. Now, you need to still space out your lowering links got to be spaced out yet. So you're going to still use that steel sleeve that's in there. It's a heavy duty steel sleeve. You ain't going to bend it. And then the shock clevis is going to go on the outside of the link, but you need to bore out the clevis for that spacer to fit through. So everything ends up on the same plane. There's nothing tightening down the shock clevis to pinch against the center link piece itself. So the shock floats on that pin. Then your links will tighten down against that sleeve, just like they would if that material was still there. And then there's no bearings in this. This is an Atom style link. You just use some real good grease is all I can tell you. But I'll show you under the bike now how it actually all goes together. But that's what you're going to start with, is the link with the ears sticking out where the links go. Got to cut it off, move the shock forward, drill the clevis out, and then put everything on the same point. So let's go look under the bike so you get a better idea of what I'm talking about. So here's what I got going on. Like I said, here's the chassis pivot. This bolt goes through the link. There's a steel sleeve in there, so it is still somewhat of a bushing. This is maintenance type stuff. This was a street bike. The factory links come with bearings and stuff in those. I'm not putting 30,000 miles on this thing on the street. This bike gets enough regular maintenance. Grease, steel bushings, we're going to be fine. So there, steel bushing, bolt, and then if you sneak around the end here, focus, you see what I'm talking about. That's a pretty heavy duty steel sleeve there that's running through a bore that's the same size as this here. This is where the shock would have been, but the clevis for the shock has now been opened up to just barely fit that sleeve through, and then your links bolt to the outside of that sleeve. And also, this is a 1K with a flat link. You need to use Busa lowering links. They're shorter. Normally you would have a lot longer of a link on here, but that actually works out pretty slick. But that's all there is to it, guys. Just that simple change totally changed the overall geometry of how this shock that was acting just way too stiff. And again, my bike it's almost 70 inches long. It's like 69 and a quarter or something. It's not like it's a short bike that doesn't have any kind of arm on it to make the shock work. Even with that arm, the shock was just too stiff to actually make the bike do anything. So just that change is what got me in the ballpark to, you see in the videos, the bike just works and how well it plants the tire, spreads the tire out real good. It's putting the load down through the tire. And like I said, it rarely spins the tire unless I'm forcing it to, or the track is just too much to overcome. But that's it. I'll get in here real close again for you so you can see. The bracket on the other side is just a shock sensor tab. Don't get confused. It's just that easy. So a little creativity and some elbow grease. You can make a part that would have cost you 400 and some bucks to replace. You can make it work for free monies. And I'll show you real quick. This is what I'm talking about with those steel spacers. You've probably seen them if you had suspension apart. This is not the one for my bike. It's just similar to what I'm talking about. That's what's in there between the links. So that's that. I told you in the one of the posts I put up that I would just try to do a quick video on what it was. Like I said, a bunch of people had questioned me about what I did to that link, so I'm thinking a bunch of you have that link. It's pretty popular part, pretty popular company. It's just that simple, man. Go out and cut some stuff, try some things. Worst case scenario is you go slower, and then you know to go the other way with whatever change you're making. So I just want to see people go out and try stuff, do things. Don't be afraid to cut stuff and start over. It's the name of the game. So thanks for watching. We'll see what else we can come up with for quick little kind of like tech tips if you guys dig that stuff. So see you later.